know who you are so that other people cannot define you. Thank you, thank you. I can't ad-lib so much like Jane, but I'm going to try. So I am Judy McCutcheon, but we don't have to worry with the surname. Judy is just fine. And as I speak, you'll know a little bit more about me, but I have a consulting firm. It's called Go Blue Consulting, and my expertise is in organizational redesign. So I go into organizations and I help companies to restructure for better flow and efficiency and higher productivity. So that's what I do. So, but I want to promise you that this morning, 3 things. I will be sincere, I will be brief, and I will be seated. So I have a question for you. I want to ask you, what is your purpose? Have you ever stopped and really think about where you are right now? Have you looked back to see where you were to where you are now and how much you have accomplished? But nobody is answering me, so we'll do that little exercise right now. I want us to take a little moment and really appreciate the things that we have accomplished. So I've given you a few minutes out of my few minutes. So as you went back, tell me, what did you see? What were some of the things that you noticed?
Trying to attain to please, to achieve certain things.
Let me tell you some of the things I see when I reflect. I see this little girl growing up in Tobago. Some days she had food, other days she had none. Sometimes she had shoes to go to school, and there were times that she didn't have any. But I also see a little girl who was really determined and believed that she could accomplish anything she wanted. And so, like the little engine that could, she did. Self-belief is the bridge between your current and future reality. I remember when I moved from Tobago to Trinidad, I had absolutely no plans. But what I knew is that I wanted more than what Tobago offered at that time. So with no plans, no money, and no job, I moved to Trinidad. And I remember one day I'm going through the classifieds. I'm aging myself, right? I was going through the classifieds looking for a job. And I saw this job for a typist. Now, I didn't do typing in high school, so I really did not know how to type. But I called, I got this appointment for the interview. And when I went in and sat down with the lady, I didn't just convince her to hire me, but I convinced her to hire me and teach me how to type. A change in your belief brings about a change in your reality, because belief supports action. And so now at this point you're probably wondering, what does all of that have to do with leadership? But I'll get to that in a moment. Right now, what I would like us to do is, I really want us to celebrate Charlene for believing in something greater. 5 years of conversation over coffee. Let us give Charlene a round. Thank you for that self-belief. Now, the theme is authentic leadership. And I believe that that is quite loaded, because what happens is, you know, there are people who think authenticity, it's all cliche because people just use it. But what I think is that people just use it without really knowing what it means. So I have to read something. So in preparation for you this morning, I went to AI and I asked AI to tell me what is authentic leadership. So I want to read it for you. And it says, authentic leadership is a powerful and transformative approach that connects leaders with their teams on a deeper level. It is a leadership style that emphasizes transparency, self-awareness, and genuine interactions. So this morning I want to talk to you about how you can get to lead from a place of authenticity using one of the pillars of authentic leadership, self-awareness. It is my firm belief that I cannot lead anyone, not my children, not my team, not my friends, without first knowing who I am and being able to lead myself. One of my mentors says, it is not how the world defines you, but it's really about how you define yourself. And you will never be able to lead effectively unless you know who you are and how to first lead yourself. It's about being able to take yourself from where you are currently to that place where you see yourself for who you really are, for who you were created to be, the purpose as to why you are here. Because it is only when you are in alignment with your purpose that you can lead authentically, empathetically, and compassionately. And to get to that point requires you to develop a heightened sense of self-awareness. And to develop that heightened sense of self-awareness, you have to first empty yourself. You see, your power lies in your emptiness, very much like the eye of a hurricane. So you need to divest yourself of all the things that weigh you down. The negativity, the self-doubt, the negative self-talk, the fear, the resentment, the anger, the jealousy, the envy. All of those things that weigh you down and prevent you from seeing who you are and consequently from seeing others for who they are. I believe that we have all experienced some form of trauma. And trauma exists on a spectrum. It's not just one big event. It's not like you have it or you don't. It could be one event or it could be a series of small events. But what I know is that if you don't become aware and heal from those traumas, you are always going to be controlled by the triggers of your traumas. Always. I got a job at KFC. And when I got that job, I was really excited. I was seriously excited because I was thinking, yes, I'm going to be put on fries duty. I don't know, I just really wanted to fry fries. See, your goals are as big as your level. And then when I got to work, I was on mop duty. First day on mop duty, second day on mop duty, third day on mop duty. I left the job after the third day. But not because I couldn't mop, but because being put on mop duty triggered my feelings of inadequacy and not enoughness. Because I felt that, well, the management didn't see me as somebody of worth, and that's why they put me on mop duty. What I didn't know was that that was all part of the training process. The single most important part of your leadership journey is self-leadership. But that takes some knowing and some doing. I now live in Grenada, but before that I was living in Belize. And when we moved to Grenada, I didn't know anybody, and we moved at the height of the financial crisis. So I was unemployed for a number of years. But those years of nothingness were very, very sobering for me. I went from driving a big SUV with 2 rows of back seat to walking. I went from having a pretty decent bank account to 0. From having expensive dinners and lavish holidays to nothing, absolutely nothing. But those years have really taught me a lot. They have shown me that I am resilient, I am capable, and there's nothing that I cannot achieve. But what they really did was to teach me who I am as a person. I came face to face with me, and I really had to decide what I was going to do. And so I decided I will choose me, and I will lead me out of that particular situation. So as you go on your journey of self-discovery and self-awareness, your fears and other people's fears will be your constant companion. But what I want to tell you is this: don't allow that fear to derail you. Use it as fuel to become your greater self. 5 years ago, I decided I will start the Disruptive Leadership Conference. And I remember somebody saying to me, "But Judy, why everything had to be so big?" And then they went on to say, if you get 50 people to register, you get plenty. Again, people's goals are big based on their level. And I refuse to be defined by somebody else's vision for their life. Not only was our conference successful, we had 100+ people, and we had people flying to Grenada from Trinidad, Jamaica, and Belize. My point to you is this: know who you are so that other people cannot define you. And so as a leader in your space, being self-aware allows you to know how your behaviors, your habits, your traits, and your words affect your interaction with others. And I want to leave you with what I consider to be the 2 most valuable traits of an authentic leader. Values. Your values are your signposts. And as you do your evaluation, ask yourself, what are my values? And how do they affect the decisions I make? Am I living my values? Second one, self-control. A self-aware leader knows how their actions, their emotions, and the words affect other people. So when they speak, they are intentional because they know the impact that words can have on people. So ultimately, being a self-aware leader requires you, being an authentic leader, requires you to be really self-aware. It uncovers who you are and allows you to lead from a place of authenticity. Thank you.